Hello and welcome to another episode of the Savvy Scribe Podcast. I'm Janine Kalbach, your host, and today we're going to be talking with Francielle. And Francielle comes to us from Brazil. She actually was born and raised there, but she moved to Canada 8 years ago as a caregiver. She has a lot of experience and actually opened a community called the Newbie Freelance Writers over on Facebook. It's a newbie copywriter and content writer group. If you just search newbies, copywriters, and content writers over on Facebook. And this will be in the show notes too if you need the link to her group. I'm going to let her introduce herself, and we're going to talk a lot today about, this is actually part of the summer series still. We're going to be talking about pricing though, and she actually has a pricing guide for our members as well. So let's go live and introduce our guest.
Hello, Janine.
Hello, Francielle. How are you?
Good. I'm great. Good morning. Are you in East Coast, in the East Coast or West
I
Coast?
am in the East Coast. I'm in Cleveland.
I am in Vancouver, Canada. Nice.
Very good.
Nice to talk to you.
Very nice to talk to you.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good. So as you know,
Yeah, go ahead.
this is being recorded, right? So
Yes.
I can introduce myself. So as you know already, but people
Here, you know what? Hang on. Let me go live on Facebook here so we can have some of the members that are over there join us.
Sure. Sounds like a plan.
Hang on. It takes 1 second here. I'm so excited you're with us today.
That's
And I'm so
awesome.
glad you were able to make it work. I'm like, believe it or not, it is too hot for my kids to go to school today because they don't have air conditioning in their school. So it's only the 4th day of school and they shut down school today. So my kids are home. It's going to be a little, hopefully nobody runs in the camera. There might have already been a kid, but that's okay.
Are you gonna edit this later?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good, good. Okay, that's awesome. So, so my name is Francielle. I am a business and I started out as a copywriter last year, and I'm transitioning to a business coach because I love helping people, and I've got people coming to me with requests for my service. So I started out using some strategies. It worked, and cold outreaching didn't make me feel so good. So I had other coaches that helped me also with those other strategies, and I got people coming to request for my service. And I haven't been like as a copywriter for that long. And now I'm pivoting my business more to be a business and visibility coach. Why visibility? Because I help my clients and my students to stay visible on social media. So eventually clients come to them, and they don't have to chase clients forever. Because who wants to be chasing clients forever?
Nobody.
You want the clients to chase you because this way you can set the price and they can pay you for the price you deserve, and the price that they offer you value, right? So when you chase a client, you sound needy and salesy, and they get to decide how much they can pay.
And I think when it comes to pricing, that's where a lot of new writers struggle. They get that like imposter syndrome where they just don't feel like they're good enough, or they don't feel like they can charge a good amount. I mean, enough to pay your bills, right? We need money to live. And, you kind of get stuck at that, how much do I charge and all the things. And you're providing us today with your download for writers for a pricing guide. So I will give that to you guys today. So don't worry about that. But I do want to ask you, basically, like, how do you come up with pricing when it comes to clients?
Oh, pricing. Before we talk to a specific price on each piece of work, you have to think quite a few things. Just give a sec here. I'm exiting full screen because I have my notes here also. So before you think about your price, you have to think about a few things. So let's come to the problem. First, the problem is when you charge very low, you only attract low-paying clients that will not trust you. Think about it as like when you are going to, when you go online and you see something, a service that is very low, don't you feel like skeptical, like of the quality it is? And when you see it high, same thing is with products. I was seeing the other day an ad. It was actually not the other day, yesterday. The guy saying, hey, this water bottle here is being sold on Amazon for $20. And this water bottle here is being sold on eBay for $1. They are the same product. They come from the same factory, but the people that sells this water bottle on Amazon, they're making this much profit and they're still making money because maybe people didn't research much. They just see Amazon as credible and they go and buy and they pay for the same product. So sometimes you are a new writer, like unexperienced, but because you've invested in your skills, you know you can deliver good results to your clients, or because you have a little bit of experience, you're confident that you can get the results even if you just started. And you still charge low. So you're gonna start attracting only those low paying clients full of objections, because usually the low paying clients are the ones that, you know, they're micromanaging your work all the time. You know, high ticket clients, they want time.
Mm-hmm.
So they're paying for their time. They don't like, if you offer, if you say that you charge $100 per email, and you can show confidently that you can bring them those results, whatever it is that they need. Is it more sales, or they already sell well and they just need someone to join and as an extra copywriter in the team? They will pay for you because so the mentality also of high ticket clients is different. They want, they're paying for your time and they want results. They don't care how much experience you have. So yeah, that's one problem. So again, if you charge too low, you're gonna attract low paying clients, and you're gonna give an impression that your service is not good.
Well, yeah, I always say, like, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And like when it comes to, you get what you pay for in everything. So like you do the whole like product comparison. Yeah, if I see a really, really low price product, I assume that it's going to be garbage. Basically, you know, you're going to get a piece of product, whatever it is, a water bottle that's going to leak in 2 days. You know, it's going to be something like that. Whereas if you're like, actually, there's a lot of good reviews about this, there's a lot of, you know, people are saying it's a strong water, you know, that you're going to get the product that you pay for. So you put a little more money into it, but you know, it's not, you're not going to get garbage, which, you know, you just translate it again into service-based businesses like ours, and it's the same idea. And even, you know, when you get one client, if you could get one client and get a testimonial from that client to say, Janine did a great job, I'm really impressed with her work, that is going to only translate into more clients, because people don't just believe that Janine says she's a good writer, Janine has great services, but that somebody else said it. It's more credible that way. So that's another way to just start getting those higher ticket clients.
Yeah, speaking of testimonial, I'm going to give you a very good tip about getting a testimonial, okay? So when you're asking your clients for a testimonial, it's great when they say, oh, she writes great, she's amazing, she delivers project on time, that's good. But the best testimonials are the testimonials of before and after. And it doesn't mean
yes,
you're gonna, like, for example, you need to ask your clients two things when you send, hey, can you please write me a quick testimonial answering these three questions. How are you feeling? What were you struggling with before we start working together? How was working with me? And what did you get after working with me? Like, what problem did I help you to solve? 3 lines only. Don't tell them to not put the questions, but just answer, and you get the testimonial with that. Because also results, people, you're gonna think is like, okay, bringing them a lot of sales, but results can be something very different for every entrepreneur. I'll give you an example. So the other day I saw this entrepreneur. He's also a content writer, but he also is an entrepreneur. He said he was looking to hire a content writer, and he got lots of like emails full of resumes with lots of schooling experience, He said, I don't care about that. Okay. I just wanted, first thing I looked when I received your resume was like your social media, if you have a social media presence, and if you have the ability to engage, like if you have posted content giving value to your audience, and if you have the ability to get to have a content that your audience is engaged, if you are engaging with your audience, that's all I was looking for. So those are the results he was looking for. So it means like he wants someone to produce content that people are interested in reading and engages with it. So he's not interested in 10 years of experience.
No.
Interested in your degree, your diploma, or your teaching career. He's not interested in that. He was interested in the results, which for him, the results were engagement.
Right.
So it's important to ask your clients before you charge, what do they want to get with your service? Because then you can know if you can provide it or not. Because like, let's say if you are a SEO writer, I mean, if you are a content writer, but you don't have the skills for SEO, right? And they want you to help them. What do they want is they want you to help them to become visible on the first pages of Google search, but you don't know SEO, so you cannot give the results. But however, can you think, oh, maybe can I partner with an SEO writer to work on this project and, learn? Like, you need to always be willing to improve your skills and get new skills, because this industry is not really hard. To get skills like writing, it's not something that, it's not med school, that it takes so much time for you to learn things. And it's everything is with practice. Practice makes perfect.
That's what I say. It's more just like a skill, and every skill, I don't care if you're learning to play the guitar, it's the
Exactly.
same thing. You're going to practice and practice and practice and practice, and you will learn it. It's a skill.
Exactly.
It's a skill.
And your diploma is not going to help on that. There's full
No.
of diplomas with that out there that they don't have a skill that helps them to make money, right? They have, or they don't know how to use it. And the other thing is I want to mention is a lot of content writers, they struggle when it comes to pricing. They are great. Copywriters, they're great with what they do, like they have the skill, but they have the employee mindset. Because what happens is they don't go out there and get help on improving their sales skills, their market, because those are different skills that they need to acquire, and they are still a business owner. So that's why they keep struggling, because they have the skill to do the job, but they don't have the skill to sell the service.
Right. It's true. And if you I think content writing just starting out is a great thing to start with. But like you said, if you want to really provide value and a transition for your clients, you should think about specializing a little bit, maybe as SEO writer, maybe as copywriter, maybe as a social media content writer, because these are the things that are going to get your clients results, and that's what they want. They want results. They're going to say, like, I want to be found on Google. I want to make more sales. I want to do all these things. And those different types of writing skills, those specializations are going to be the things that drive their revenue. So starting out writing blogs, sure, that's great. But then you want to start to, I think, niche down a little bit more and specialize in that area of your choice, whatever fits.
The other thing that I was going to say, don't charge per hours or per word, because if you charge per hours, you're going to work. It's just like an employee. You are an employee, right? Being like your boss, then you can totally charge for your package, I don't know, a package of, you charge per email, $100 per email, let's say, okay, an example. Then you, let's say the most people that comes to you, they need 3 emails a week. So make a package of three times 4, which is 4 weeks a month, right? How much is that? Are you good with math?
Like if you do like 100, or what'd you say, 3 emails a week, 300 bucks?
4, is it 12 emails?
Yeah.
So maybe make a package of 12 emails, and then multiply that, if you charge 100 emails, $100 per email. How much would that be? So that's the problem we spoke about. Do not charge for hours or per word. Don't charge very low. Again, you don't want, obviously, that you don't want to charge a price that is like $1 million for 1 email. That's
Right.
not, obviously. So what you have to think about when it comes to charging is a few things that I'm going to speak. But before that, I still want to speak about other few things that the don'ts. Here, I'm just looking at my notes. So the one thing also, don't try, when you're new, don't try to persuade your client to start off a service that they don't have. Let's say you are a content writer and you want to write blogs. So you're gonna go to pitch out there for people, offer your service, and you say, hey, because I see people doing that, believe it or not. Hey, why don't you we start a blog? No, that's not what they want. And because sales is based, you sell, the psychology of sales, like knowing what a person needs and offer them what they want. Because even though if they need something, maybe that's not what they want at that moment. So maybe now it's different. When you are already working with a client and you see that there's potential to making money starting a blog, then you can suggest your clients and upsell them, hey, what about if we start a blog? Or what about now it's time for you to run ads, and then you can upsell them on ads. So don't try to persuade your client to start a service that they don't have. So you need to go for after the clients or promote yourself to the clients that has already the service that you provide. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that idea because yeah, nobody wants sold on something that they don't even realize they need. They want what they want at that time, even though you know like what they need. Don't throw it at them at first. Start out with what they want and deliver value, and they'll see, okay, wow, she knows what she's talking about. Let me talk to her about another thing that she might offer, another service she might offer. There was a question I wanted to ask you, Francielle. What was it? Something about pricing. Oh, I just wanted to make a side note here that nurses, my audience, that the nurse writers, everybody's paid hourly. That's how we get paid here. And it is so hard for everybody to change that mindset of hourly to project. And even when you start to price out your projects, it's hard because we're still like in that hourly mode, but really like price it out and give yourself a little buffer, because some topics, or say it is the email thing, some emails are going to take you a little longer to write and some are going to be shorter. So give yourself some grace, but don't say like, okay, well, an email takes me an hour and a half. No, it might not. It might take you longer. It might take you shorter. Really do it as the package of what's going to give you the revenue you need in your business.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to make 6 figures, you even put in your questions when I sent you those question Francelle, like you can't charge $30 an email. You're never going to get there. But you need to value yourself as a writer and as a nurse and as a business owner to be able to price your services so that you're profitable.
So I always listen to podcasts to other people that are not only writers, but like business coaches and sales coaches, because sales is a skill very important for any business, right? If you don't know how to sell, you don't have clients, you don't have business. So, and
But selling can be scary.
Exactly. But again, selling, people think, so this is what I listen in a podcast this week, and which I can send you the link so you can share with your audience. Amazing podcast. The sales coach, she said something like, I've been selling my service all the time. When you say 3 tips to how to, you are selling. When clients come to you and ask for your help, you are closing. So she said, there is a difference on selling and closing. That's why you need to be selling all the time. And when you're promoting yourself, when you are putting content out there to market that resonates with your ideal client's pain point, you are showing them that you have a solution to their problem, or you have a service that they need. You need to constantly educate them, like why they need you and why you're important for their business, and also all the different contents that resonates with them and create a human connection. That's another topic. But again, you need to be constantly selling. Otherwise, your pipeline of clients gonna die. You're a service provider, wanting you're not.
Well,
So
so there's several ways to do that, right? So you can use content marketing yourself, where you're posting articles on LinkedIn, where you're sharing content like you are here. You're talking to my audience. I can talk to your audience, however that works. That's different. That's selling as well. Getting yourself out on podcasts, on live events, and even just like a small little group. Maybe there's like 3 business owners that are interested in what you do, and you are like, you know what, guys, I want to get you guys together and really tell you what I can help you with, or 3 tips to da da da. People love that stuff. So you do it in such a soft way that it doesn't feel like selling, because you're just helping, but sales is helping.
Yes. And she said that when you transition the in your brain the word selling for serving, then things start to change.
Yes.
Yeah, especially if you're doing something that you need, and you need to have a confidence that what you do is going to help someone and how it's going to help. And when I start copywriting, I was like, I never heard of copywriting like the previous years before. So I was like, this looks like something like scam, or like I have so imposter syndrome in my head. But when I study and I put it in my fridge, like, okay, copywriting I'm helping clients with this. I always make bulletproof on how I'm gonna help them. And I put it in my head that I'm gonna serve them, and they are paying for me to serve them. Because unless you want to be like the Pope, like, receive money for charity, which is not our case. Nobody's receiving money for charity. We're getting paid for our time and to transform businesses.
Yes. And it's funny, our group the other day, we were talking about, actually it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday on my Q&A. I had a member say, Jenny, what is copywriting? Like, what's the difference between copywriting and other writing? Do you want to define it? I said it, but I would love to hear from you as a copywriter stance.
Yes.
And if there's any tips you have for those getting into copywriting.
Yes. So that is a misconception. People think, oh, I need to jump into copywriting so I can make lots of more money. But again, it's all about the money mindset. Like, you can make as much money with content as with copywriting. Content writing is just think about a sales funnel, which, like, imagine this is a triangle, okay? Let's pretend it's a triangle. So here at the beginning of the sales funnel, you have content writing. And at the end of the sales funnel, you have copywriting. So at the beginning of at the beginning of the sales funnel, you're already selling, you are producing value and giving lots of information that are helpful and that resonates with your audience, like blogs, content, because some content comes in different formats. Here we're speaking about writing, but it comes on formats of videos as well. Some business, they produce videos to help the audience, or stories, Instagram stories, right? But like blog posts, social media captions, posts when you land on someone's, Instagram and see, read the posts that are helpful to you. You are selling because you are showing them how to do things that they need, or 3 tips to improve this and that, and how to solve a problem. So you're selling too, but a slight sale. Copywriting is at the end of the funnel, when you are asking them to take an action, sign up for my email list now. Copywriting. So I'll give you an example of content writing. Content writing is like emails, newsletter, blog posts, anything that has a purpose to educate, inform, engage an audience. But still, you are promoting yourself because you're selling your service, right? Copywriting, it has the the goal to resonate with your audience, get them to take an action and close them, like sell them, literally, like like website, because the purpose of a website is to sell your service, right? Website, sales letter, ads is copywriting because you are there to sell. What else? Yeah, it depending on social media caption, it could be copywriting, like when you're asking your audience to take an action, to book a call with you or to whatever, a slight call to action. So yeah, content writing is at the beginning of the sales funnel. Copywriting is at the end of the sales funnel. When you say also sign up for my email list now, buy now, swipe up to buy my product or my service. That's copywriting. And copywriting doesn't have to be all salesy, because you always can do like a content telling people how do you help them. And at the end, you say, hey, if you want to, help with this X problem, just send me a message. Like you're telling people to take an action, right? It doesn't always need to be very salesy. And one thing is copywriting you cannot have great results in copywriting if you don't have content. Because either you need to produce content, either video content or audio, like you have to have some sort of, depending on your audience, like if your audience is cold, like let's say it's an email list, right? You have to have produced content or emails letter before, so people can get to know you. Because one thing in marketing and sales is like, you don't sell for people don't buy from who they don't know, like, and trust. So you need to build the know, like, and trust factor through content before you sell, before even though your copy is a killer, especially as a service provider, if you haven't built brand awareness and have been helping people through content, you are more likely not to sell. Does that make sense?
That does. Yep.
Not the other one.
Yeah, and I like that you're saying like you do have to have content before you just spill out the copywriting side of things. So if you want to become a copywriter, you want to learn the art of copywriting. It's the same as the art of content writing. It's a practice, it's a skill. There are some formulas out there to help, but you really need to, if you're doing this for a client, you really, really, really need to understand their sales funnel and understand their ideal client that they're trying to target. So that's part of like the interview process with your client, is to understand their sales funnel. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes clients don't even know their own sales funnel, or it's broken somewhere. And it's your job as a copywriter, because that's your job, is to help them sell, is
Exactly.
to refine that a little bit better. So if even, email campaigns are another thing that you can do as a copywriter, but usually in an email campaign, you want to start it as like, here's us as a company, here's what we do, here's how we help. But it's never like buy, because that's going to turn your audience away. They don't want to buy you.
Yeah. And it needs to have a balance, right? And the other thing is, what I recommend is, if you are a content writer and just want to do content because you don't like sound salesy, here's the thing. If you want to attract clients consistently, you gotta at least learn a little bit of copy, so that your words, when you put your content out there, your words sell your service for you and you attract clients coming to you. So, and for that, you need to work a lot on mindset issues, because you feel like, oh, because maybe in the past you've been sold out in a way that will sound gross or, salesy. But I mean, you are still anything. If you want to have a business, you have to sell. That's the reality. Okay. Don't be, so just change your mind. I'm serving, not selling. Okay.
Yes.
So the other, coming back to pricing, what we're speaking, the other don'ts for pricing, before we go to details of pricings, is don't charge based on your competitors. Don't charge based on your competitors, because they have a different story. They have different goals. Maybe they don't want to reach 6 figures. You do want to reach 6 figures. So don't charge based on them. Don't charge based on your experience, but the value and the results that you can bring to your clients. Again, using the example of this entrepreneur that I gave, his results were just he wanted to know if the person that he was hiring has the ability to engage their audience on the social media they had. So those are results you are looking for. If you are confident you can bring those results, you can charge your worth. So again, if you set your price too low, you're gonna just attract low-paying clients that will want to micromanage your, and no one likes that, honestly. So what you have to take into consideration when it comes to charging your prices is, first, your income goal and your expense taxes. So if you want to make 6 figures with writing, you can charge, like you said, $30 per project. So what are your goals? You have to write them down. So, and then with your goals, you are going to see how much. Also, because content writers and copywriters are not like coaches, they can take so many clients at a time. Content writers, because they of time, they need to take maybe, I don't know, max six clients. I could take 3 clients at a time, like depending on how fast you are, right? And the more you experience you get, the faster you are to get the job done, because you know how to research and everything. So your income goal, your taxes, your expenses, how much does it cost your living, right? So before in mind, you need to keep your number. Before anything, you need to keep your numbers in mind. What are your numbers? Because again, then the pricing I have here to share with you is more for a North American standard of living audience. But if you live in Africa, if you're listening to this podcast and you live in Africa or in India, you could charge less than what I'm going to mention because your cost of life is less, right? And your goals also are different. So also, as long as that is an ROI, which is like a return on investment, is a return on what the client invests for you, it makes sense for you and for the client how much you are able to deliver, especially if the client is a high ticket one. Again, high ticket clients, they say, if they tell you what they want and you tell them you can get there, you can make the transformation to help them to get there, they are happy to pay you. Have a set price, again, taking consideration the return on investment that the clients is investing on you, that you bring to the clients, and the quality of life that you want to have. And yeah, so those are the things you have to keep in mind. Now, specifically, what else here? Let me see here. Just give a sec. All right, so for email, if you're doing email marketing, you could charge like $100 per email is a good price, I would say. Again, even if you are super new, if you have worked with 2 clients and you gave him the results, or you could if you're new, never done anything, you could partner up with a client, with a copywriter or content writer that has really good results, just to, if you're feeling, if you're having issues with self-doubt and like, I'm not sure if I'm going to give the clients the results, partner up with someone more experienced, do the work, and charge your value still high, and or get a content writer or a more experienced someone. There's so many out there to coach you how to write content that gives results, or there's so many things you can go do, get away with it, like ethically speaking, like if you are not confident, because honestly, about charging and having a successful business is all about more mindset. And not only me that's speaking, like I've been in Clubhouse, I don't know if you are in Clubhouse.
Yes.
Successful people, they say it's all success is all about mindset. It's not about skills. More it's less about skills than mindset. Skills help, but not much about mindset. So $100 per email, and then see how much like emails your clients need, right? And then create a package for that. I cannot tell you like a package, but usually most entrepreneurs, they usually they get at minimum 3 emails a week. So think about when people approach you, or when you like what you hear, it's always also good to discuss with other experienced writer something that's important, which is like profitable niche. The other thing is that I have to mention is you can't charge high ticket price if you're working with a niche that is like that won't it's not profitable. So you will not make profit. So you need to also look for the niche that you want to write for. Like the finance industry is super profitable. The pet industry is super profitable. So, and if you research Google research or do a research about a profitable niche and you cannot find it info, I would suggest you to find other writers that have been writing for that niche and ask them how much they charge so you can have an idea. And like two, three writers to see if they what their experience has been like when it comes to charging for that specific niche. So niche is very important also when you're starting. And the other thing is phase of the business. If you are pitching businesses that are starting off, they might not be able to have the money that you want to charge because they're starting off, they're still struggling, right? Now, if you like the clients that is going to pay you what you want and what your results are, profitable niches, well-established businesses. They already have the money to pay. They don't care like how much you are charging as long as it feels good and for them it feels reasonable, and they are going to see the results that they want, obviously. If they are well-established businesses, they are going to be able to afford for your service. The other thing that I see a lot is freelance writers. They're saying, hey, they're like, hey, I write great blog posts for your business on copywriting groups. It's good when you're like, it's good for you to tell other copywriters about your service, but like that's not the right environment for you to make the money that you want if something that you dream. Again, you need to keep in mind and network with other writers, other competitors, because sometimes not everyone write for the same industry and they can refer clients to each other. That's like the great part of having network with competitors. Some writers, they write for the health industry. Some writers write for the finance industry. So if clients comes to them and say, if a client or a prospect comes to them and say, hey, can you write for me? And she say, oh, I really don't feel like writing about this topic. I don't understand much of finance. So here is this writer. I suggest, I recommend her. So this is a benefit of having other writers on your network, but it's not where your ideal clients are. Like, so you shouldn't take so much of your time marketing yourself on copywriting groups. Or either like sometimes some writers, they're fully booked, they can't take more clients, they send off the clients on their way to somebody else that they need, that they know. And so you need to be on the right environment where your clients are hanging out and provide lots of value, flood them with value. And so you can build the trust and build relationships. Because if you flood them with value, but don't build relationships, people are busy. You need to start having genuine conversation on a daily basis.
For sure. For sure. Wow. You're giving us so much value. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I saw in your ebook that you have here. I'm going to put a little link in our chat, but, that it really breaks down some profitable niches too. So if you guys don't just do a Google search, download her ebook, and put it in our chat here so people can get it later. Whoops.
For profitable niche, you always have to think. Like, for example, coaches, usually they make lots of money, even if they are solopreneurs, right? Usually business or even solopreneurs that they charge high ticket for their service, it means that they can pay good for your service too. So that's like kind of a common sense. Is it good sense or common sense? You say that?
Common sense, yes.
It's common sense. Another thing, like if you are if you're saying like if your client's product, like let's say eco-friendly product, like this pen is eco-friendly, right? Of course, this pen can charge $1 for this pen. But let's say there are e-commerce that sell tons, that sells $1 million per month of this pen. Then it's a profitable business too. So that's what you need to look about how your client is doing. And one thing that that is good to remember, like good to keep in mind is, like, let's say, this is an example of a friend of mine, Logan, here in Vancouver, that he was in the same coaching program as I was, and he did 6 figures within a year. His offer was, I write for fitness coaches, because he had a background. He was a personal trainer, so he understands so much about it to write about it, right? I write email marketing for fitness coaches, 6-7 figure fitness coaches. So that's why he became 6 figures so fast, because his clients is only 6-7 figures.
Yes.
So there's like a strategy to it. It's not just like, oh, go out there and just charge $100 per email for anyone you find, any entrepreneur. So that's not how it works. You need to look if the niche is profitable. If you need to look if the clients that you are pitching, they are making, like, what stage of the business are they? If they're making good money, obviously you're not going to write as that, but on your offer statement should say that, because that's, you're going to attract them, and gives an impression when you read it, offer statement like that you are like really high valuable service provider.
Well, and I think too, that's why I say don't put your rates on your website. You can say like starting at blah, blah, blah to kind of get rid of those that are really not qualified. But if you put your rates on your website, that just locks everybody into the same rate. And if you have a very profitable company that wants to work with you, you're underselling yourself. You can make more money just because of how profitable they are in the budget that they have. So, make yourself valuable in that way. The other thing is too, don't just work with like startup companies. They aren't going to have the budget to keep going with you all the time. So if you want a startup company, cool. If you're really passionate about it, fine. But really, like, you don't want to take on 10 clients that are startups because they can only afford this many articles with you a month or something like that, where the other companies are going to be able to afford more. So it's a gamble every once in a while. You just want to get a client, right? You guys are at a point that you're just starting your businesses. You don't care who it is. You just want to get a client, and that's okay. But as you grow, you want to make sure you're excluding those that might not fit your ideal client all the way. And Francielle, you have a newbies, copywriters, and content writer group that I'm going to share with our group too.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to join her group too, come on over, because she's going to have some tips for you there. And I'm going to join it too.
You guys are very welcome. Like, we have every week, we have live giving like so much value. I have guest speakers, even competitors. I'm not like that. So I invite people to come and to, give so much value to you. I have twice a month, bi-monthly network meeting, where we can exchange experiences and work on mindset free.
This is great. For sure.
And okay. So if you think, oh no, clients come to me and say that, they can't afford for my service, again, low pay, like maybe they're starting off their business and they can't afford for you. Okay, so here's the thing. It's obviously, if you market yourself as you work only with 6-7 figure like coaches, let's say, you're going to attract only those people. But if a coach come to you and he's really willing, he's not 6 or 7 figure, but he knows that you can provide the value, and he's willing to pay you the money that you charge, why not help him, right?
Yep.
Form his business, why not? Again, here's the thing. You need to switch your mind by, oh, I need a client, to, oh, that client, that business, he really needs me, because they don't have time to produce content. If they don't produce content, guess what? They're not going to sell. So
right.
You switch your mindset by, oh, they need me. And then if you keep getting money objections like, oh, you're too expensive, oh, I can't afford, again, you are targeting the wrong like people. You're just targeting low ticket clients. You haven't provided enough value. That's why you need to, here's another reason to charge high ticket, more high ticket service and high price, increase your prices, because besides working for your clients and helping them to transform their business, serving them, you still have to work. If you want to have consistent clients, you need to be consistent with your business, and you need to provide consistent value through content on your social media, and that takes time. So what you could do is you could pay someone to help you, and you need money, and that's one more reason to charge high, so you can afford for those expenses. The other thing is, if you were getting this constant objection, is you haven't provided enough value. So the other one is you haven't produced content that addresses money or objection. Sometimes you need to produce money that address this objection, showing them why they need you, why why it's important for them to have what you do, your service, how you can help them. Your prospect still sees you as or sees your service as a luxury item and not as a need. So, and it's your job to educate them, and how you educate them through content. It's your job when you put your messaging out there on your social media to educate them about it, right? That's why content is king. The other thing is you haven't built authority enough in your niche, and they don't trust you can solve their problem. Again, for that, it's easy, like it's not hard. There's so many ways you could build authority quickly and ethically to get people see you as an expert in your industry. And I made a post about it in my group. If you want to see it, just send me a message, and then I'll tag you on the group. The other thing is, the last thing about we're talking about money objection. We're speaking so much about, but it's all also related.
Yes, it is. It is.
So much because it's also related, right? So when you are attracting clients that are saying they don't have money to pay you, because it's a reflect of also your objection for you, like you have when it comes to investing and letting go the money to multiply the money in your business. Like where are you that you're holding back on, like investing your skills or investing to give your clients the best? Does that make sense?
Yes. And you haven't been doing this that long, right? You said like a little over a year.
No.
So, you guys don't have to have 10 years of experience to charge a decent rate. There's always gonna be someone who overcharges. There's always gonna be someone who undercharges. But if you stay within the amount that you need to make to pay your bills and to be profitable, you don't need years and years and years of experience. Just really understand and study the art of copywriting, of content writing, whatever it is. Really understand it, and you'll be profitable too.
Yeah. And here, like in saying this, that we're speaking about, like, the objections that you are constantly getting is the objection that you have also when it comes to investing in your own business, right? It's a reflection of it. So where it's because they don't see the value in working with you. How can you show the value to people out there so they can see it, that value in working with you? Where and when you have become resourceful to invest in getting better results to your clients. So think about it. And the other thing is, let's go back to the pricing thing. So sales letter, I don't know, guys, if you follow. So one thing for you to do is to follow into the email list of your competitors or other copywriters that are doing 6 figures. You can learn a lot from them. So stuff like sales letter, you can charge up to you. Of course, that you need to look up all those things that I spoke about. You can charge from 3K to 40K because, and I'm not exaggerating, because Steph and George, I highly recommend you to follow him on either LinkedIn or Instagram. Steph and George, he charges, I think, is 140. I read in the email from his partner for one sales letter. All because obviously he's a great copywriter, and he's not a newbie, but he knows he can deliver the results to his clients.
Yep.
It's like, it's lots of money. So it means like if you do one sales letter per year, he doesn't have to work.
Pretty much, yeah.
Obviously he works still on his business. Like I said, for a service provider, you need to constantly provide value, build relationships, and sell. That's why you need to charge. One more reason to charge higher price, so you can invest in yourself, time and money in your business, so you can have still that time to invest in your business. So web copy takes forever. Oh gosh. So especially for newbie, so you need to calculate how long it's going to take for you to also don't charge per hour, but just so you can have an idea, because you don't want to be charging $500 if a web copy takes you 3 weeks. And 3 weeks or 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I'm saying 2 weeks because when you when a client sign a project with you, you're not gonna do the project right away when he delivers, they pay the money, because you need to do research. It takes time. You need to do research, have some few things from client, so it could take up to 2 weeks, right? So calculate all of that. And but basically you could charge from 2K to 5,000 for $5,000 American dollars on one web copy. And if you want to upsell your client, let's say if he liked it working with you on this project, you can even upsell him saying, hey, I see that your business is doing so well and you are not doing ads. What about if we start doing ad? What do you think? I think it's gonna, help you grow, help you achieve, I don't know, your goals. If you really want to have more clients, what are your goals? And upsell them on ads or whatever it is, right? You already got the trust from the client, because if he signed up with you and if he has continued to deliver more than one project to you, means that he trusts you and he likes your service. The other thing is, let's go for blog posts. Blog posts you could charge from 300 to 500 per blog post. Here's the thing, because blog posts, especially if they're optimized for SEO, if they're less, I think now, before we used to be 500 words, but if they are not 1,000 words now, I don't know if you are SEO writer, you might know this, but I don't know if Google increased the number of words, but before was 500 and now it's 1,000 words if you want to be ranked on Google.
Yep. You are right. Which means you should up your rates.
Exactly.
You're not going to write the same amount for double the amount, or double the amount of words for the same amount. So definitely up your rates.
And I see a lot of writers, again, coming back to the topic, I see a lot of writers say, oh, I'm going to pivot. I write content, but I'm going to pivot to copywriting because it sells more. No, it's all about money mindset. It's all about how you made clients see you. Like I said, all these things I said before, like, because when I was researching about copywriting, what it is about, when I first started, I networked with this copywriter. She was doing really well. Her ideal clients at the beginning when she started was photographers. Photographers, they do really well. They're a good photographer, has clients because they charge per package, right? And photographers don't want to be writing their content because just to edit photos takes so much of their time.
Yes.
So she worked with photographers and with other entrepreneurs. I don't remember how it was, but her package was like 3 blog or something like that. I can't remember exact, but I saw on her website was like blog posts plus 10 social media captions. What was, I think, 1,500 was 2K, something between that. Wasn't less, because it takes so much time for her to do that, right? So she said, and I talked to her and I approached her and I said, hey, is there any, I know you've done copywriting and content writing. Is that because any way I could make money in this industry? Because I'm looking for something that gives me freedom. And she was like, yeah, I actually, when I first started, I was making consistent 2K a month. Now I'm making between 8 and 10K a month.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she was like, she write blog posts and social media captions, which was like those captions you see on Instagram, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So it's all about mindset, and up your rates. Start a little lower if it makes you feel a little comfortable, but make sure you're still making yourself money. And then every time you get a client value, up your rate, up it a little bit. It could be $10, up at $10. And then you'll start to see like, okay, people are going to pay that. They'll pay a little more. They'll pay a little more. And, have confidence in yourself.
Yeah. Or the other thing is, I said, partner up with someone experienced.
Yes.
A percentage.
Yes. Yes.
The other option is, if you don't feel confident and you can't partner up or because you haven't found anyone, is offer to work for your client on percentage base. Your first client, you only make money, like they only pay you if you give them the results that they want or whatever they want, right? So they pay you X% amount, and then you can make on your contract. We work on the first, if you like it, we work on the first 3 months percentage base, and then my price is gonna be that much.
But you have to make sure though your client has a good model going on because you don't want to get paid if they have like a bad sales funnel, or if they have a product that nobody's interested in. If they have, you want to make sure, do your research on your client before you do that percentage based side for sure. So Francielle, tell everybody, as I wrap this up a little bit, where people can find you besides your Facebook group.
Yeah, so I'm not very active on LinkedIn, and I plan to, because obviously I'm only one. So Instagram is the best way to find me, and on my group. So I'm dedicating and giving so much on my group. And join my group is called Newbies Content Writers and Copywriters. And Facebook, my Facebook handle is Francielle with 2 L's and an E on an end, Francielle P. Silva 30. And that's my handle.
I love it. I love it. I'm on your Instagram now. I just followed you back.
Before we finalize, can I say something?
Yes.
So I'm officially, because I'm pivoting coaching, I'm officially launching my coaching program to help, but my program is more focused on client acquisition and client attraction, not specifically on content and copywriting. So
okay.
Yeah. So if you're interested, shoot me a message, we can chat, and I am partnering up with other writers that's gonna critique your content and copy for a very good deal.
I love it. Perfect. So you guys send her a message if you're interested, and thank you so much for being part of our podcast. And yeah, I'll put all the show notes. You guys will get all her links, and we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for being part of this.
You're welcome. Count on me anytime. Message me anytime, guys. I don't mind. I love interacting and replying. It makes my heart full just serving.
I love it. And you know what? Send me that podcast you were talking about too, so we can link that in the show notes as well.
Yes. Yeah. It's a must listen, guys.
Must listen. Perfect. Okay. I hope you guys got value out of this today. And thank you for being part of the Savvy Scribe podcast. We'll talk soon.
Welcome. Okay, bye.
Bye.